Hey everyone, it's Sammy from Push Square, and if you can tell me why Sonic needs a car, then let me know in the comments section below, and I'll buy the person with the best answer tickets to the upcoming Sonic movie. Nah, I'm just kidding. Seeing as no one wants to see that film, we've actually been playing Team Sonic Racing here at Push Square, and my colleague Stephen Tailby has written up this review, so we figured why not put together some footage and get it up on YouTube. So I'm going to get into the review in a second, but before I do, please do remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. With all that said, let's get into it. So here's the thing, the PlayStation 4 doesn't have many examples of good arcade racing games, let alone kart racers. The few exceptions are trying new things in an attempt to liven things up, but the reality is that players who just want a straightforward drifty, boosty racing title aren't really being catered for. The argument is that they don't sell nearly as well as they used to, but it's still a shame to see the subgenre peter out as it has. Thankfully, Team Sonic Racing from Sumo Digital might be one of the PS4's best arcade racers, although that's not to say that it's perfect. The important thing to remember is that this is based on the fundamentals of Sumo's previous Sonic racing games, with very familiar handling, giving the title an extremely solid foundation. The driving varies by character, each is split into speed, power or technique categories, and they all have unique stats, making for surprisingly noticeable changes on the track. Overall, the handling is smooth, coming in and out of drifts is a breeze, and it's immediately good fun throwing these cars around. The team-based races are mostly successful too. The game is structured around them, and it doesn't take long to adjust to its line of thinking. Splitting competitors into 4 groups of 3 means that you need to work together to tally as many points as you can. Small but effective systems allow you to send and receive help from your teammates, and it all works in favour of getting all 3 of you ahead. The leader of your team leaves a yellow slipstream which you can dip into for a quick slingshot boost. Skim past teammates that have been taken out to get them back up to speed instantly, and you can transfer items to and from each other to ensure you get the most out of them. It gives you more to think about than just putting your foot down and aiming for first place. Sure, you should be at the front of the pack if you can, but the positions of your partners is just as important. This is where things start to get a little bit iffy. On the one hand, pooling your points together means everyone does better from it. The pressure to be first across the finish line isn't as pronounced, and it evens the playing field to some degree. However, it can be really frustrating if you're consistently doing well and your teammates aren't. You can be in first place and earn top points, but if your 2 allies are at the back of the pack, you're still going to lose. Obviously, utilising the aforementioned team-based tactics lessens this possibility, but especially with AI drivers, nothing is guaranteed, and sometimes your best efforts to work together aren't enough. For the most time though, the co-op racing works well, and you'll quickly grow accustomed to trading pickups and boosting off your buddies. The team adventure mode does break up these races with the odd objective-based fare, like collecting as many rings as you can, driving through pole gates, or weaving in between robots. They keep things interesting while you work through the story, but they seem to demand a high level of skill which may be problematic for casual or younger players. You can remedy this to a point by unlocking new performance parts for each character's vehicle. Mod pods can be opened with credits earned through playing the game, and this gacha style system sees rewards somewhat randomised. From our experience, it seems it'll prioritise characters you've been using the most, letting you quickly customise your favourites. Even though racers all have their specialities, you can make surprisingly big changes to their stats by swapping out parts, and doing so could make a real difference, particularly in these challenges. In addition to car parts and paint jobs, you'll unlock item boxes. These can be selected before a race to give you a leg up on the competition. For example, start the race with a certain weapon or make drifts build up boost faster. These kind of busts aren't strictly necessary for victory, but they can certainly come in handy. If you're not keen on the idea of co-op races, it's possible to play Team Sonic Racing as a standard kart racer. You can play this way locally or online, and it plays precisely how you'd want it to. The problem is that because you'll spend a lot of time playing team races, driving alone may feel a little empty. A lot of the tracks are quite wide, and the item boxes aren't as plentiful as in Mario Kart. In other words, courses are built first and foremost with team racing in mind. If you get used to the quick decision making and fast-paced co-op of the game's main events, standard races just don't feel as exciting. Elsewhere, the game just doesn't have quite the level of polish that you'd really expect it to. Performance in particular stands out. An unlocked frame rate means 60 frames per second for the majority, but we notice several moments of slowdown on both standard and pro consoles. The presentation is fine, but the visuals aren't particularly impressive. It gets the job done with a clear and colourful art style, but it's nothing that's going to blow you away. In terms of audio, the music is typically fantastic, with lots of high energy themes that marry perfectly with the action. However, we notice some delayed effects and instances of the mix just being generally off, mainly when it comes to dialogue. It's not a constant issue, but there are times where you won't be able to hear what characters are saying, although I will say sometimes that's probably a good thing. Ultimately, we didn't want to drag Team Sonic Racing down for some quite trivial points. At the end of the day, Sumo Digital has served up a solid kart racer that succeeds in bringing something new to the table. It won't be to everyone's taste, but the cooperative racing adds a nice layer of rapid-fire strategy. It's implemented well to the point where standard races feel distinctly secondary. It might be lacking the wow factor Sega's other IPs brought to Sumo's other racers, and it's a shame that performance is a little rocky, but this is a good option for PS4 players who want some arcadey thrills, although we will say, it's a sign of how bad the arcade racing scene has been on the PS4 that this actually is one of the better ones. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Are you going to pick up Team Sonic Racing on the PS4? Are you looking forward to it, or are you going to get Crash Team Racing instead? As always, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, thank you for watching.